Good morning, dear students. Today we will start with the chapter 9, rational number. This is means standard 8th. So before we are going to start this rational number, let us start with the things that we already know, right? So, dear students, I hope you know or you did the fractional numbers things concept in the previous classes. So, if anyone know, then let me know. Otherwise, I will start a fractional number. So, first concept we will start with fractional. Then let us see why we require decimal number and what are the things that are changed. Fractional number, or simply you say that fractions that you did in the previous classes. What do you mean by fractional numbers or fractions? Everyone know that the numbers in the form of a upon b and b not is equal to 0, where a and b are whole numbers. This is the actual definition of fractional numbers. Nine. That means if we are talking about examples, 3 upon 7, 4, 8 upon 9, 7 upon 3, 4 upon 10, dot 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 3, 2. These numbers are coming in fractional number because 3 and 2 also written as in the form of fraction. But keep in this mind, in a upon b, the denominators cannot be 0. This is the actual definition of fraction. Now, what is the definition of rational number? Coming to the next concept, rational number is looks like same a upon b, b not is equal to 0. But the thing is that where a and b are integers. This is the main difference. Here you can say a and b are whole numbers, or you can say positive integers. Positive integers you can say. In whole numbers means b cannot 0. This is the important things. And here in rational number, a and b are integers. That means integers. Everyone know that is positive and negative. So now, if you are talking about examples of these things, you will write these fractional number in this way: 3 upon 7, 8 upon 9, and one of means some numbers will be written in negative. 3 minus 2 minus 8. These all are rational number, right? Now look at that. So what is the basic difference between fractional number and rational number? In fraction, they are looks like same. There will be numerator and denominator. But the thing is that fractional having the positive sign and rational number having positive as well as negative. This is the main difference. So now coming to the properties of rational number, properties of rational number. Properties of rational number. So let us first one, that is closure property. Closure property, let a upon b and c upon d are two rational number then if you add them, a upon b plus c upon d, if you add them, definitely you will get new number, suppose e upon f, which also a rational number, is also a rational number. If you, same thing, if you subtract both the rational number, definitely you will get something, which also a rational number. Okay. Again, similarly, if you multiply, then definitely you will get something which also a rational number. And if you divide both the rational number, then definitely you will get something. Let us suppose e upon f, which also a rational number. This shows that if we have any two rational number, closure property shows that means what if you have two rational number, the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division gives us the number which will be also a rational number. That means for rational number, this is closed. Means whatever you have, you will get the same numbers. Means rational number you have, then if you add, subtract, or divide, multiply, you will get the number that will be also rational. But it is sometimes same, sometimes not same. That is the reason method. But definitely you will get that is rational number. Okay, so this is closed under, you can say rational number closed under addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So simply in one word, you can say that closure property follows for rational number for every basic mathematical operation. Plus, minus, multiplication, subtraction, division, that will be your basic mathematical operation. So if anyone asks you, what do you mean by closure property, or is rational number closed under subtraction, is rational number closed under addition, is rational number closed under division, is rational number closed under multiplication? So you can say yes, in all the basic four mathematical operation, rational number are closed for addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, you can verify these properties with the help of examples. Let us, I am taking a upon b, that is 2 upon 3, c upon d, that is 1 upon 2, and let us suppose e upon f will come something. So for addition, means closed under addition, firstly we will check. So a upon b plus c upon d, we have to do this thing. So 2 upon 3 plus 1 upon 2, if you simplify, you will get LCM will be 6. So 3 2 are 6, 2 2 are 4, plus 2 3 are 6, and 3 1s are 3. That is 7 upon 6 is also a rational number. For subtraction, you will solve similarly. A upon b minus c upon d, that is gives us 2 by 3 minus 1 upon 2. The LCM will be same, but only the sign will change. The 4 minus 3, rest thing will be same. So that is 1 upon 6. It's also a rational number, right? For multiplication, that is a upon b into c upon d, you will put down the values 2 by 3 into 1 upon 2. 2 will get cancelled out, so you will get 1 upon 3. It's also a rational number. Similarly, for, you can say, for division, a upon b divided by c upon d, you will put down the values 2 by 3 divided by 1 upon 2. And you know that in division, the later rational number things will be reciprocal, means this will be changed. So now 4 upon 3 is also a rational number. This is the means things we can say the rational number are closed for every basic mathematical operation, right? So let us move on for the next property, that is commutative. Second one is, you can say, second is commutative. Commutative property. Let us suppose let A upon B and C upon D are two rational number. Then if you add them, if you have to add them both the number, both the rational number, and change their order of addition, C upon D plus A upon B, the LHS and RHS will be same in both the cases. Similarly, if you do for multiplication, it will not the same. Sorry, it will be same. C upon D, if you will change the order of numbers, it will be also same. Means A upon B into C upon D is equal to C upon D into A upon B. But for subtraction and division, it will not follow. Means A upon B minus C upon D is not equal to C upon D minus A upon B. This thing, and A upon B divided by C upon D will not be equals to C upon D is divided by A upon B. So you can verify these things with the help of examples. Let us suppose the examples we have taken earlier. A upon B is 2 upon 3, and C upon D, that is 1 by 2. I think that is I have taken, yes. So if you add them, then there is no problem. I'm checking for subtraction and division. For addition, multiplication, you will do yourself because we have done in the previous method. So for subtraction, A upon B minus C upon D, and solving here, 2 upon 3 minus 1 upon 2 will gives you 6. LCM will be 6, and that is 2 to our 4 minus 3, that is 1 by 6. But if you will do C upon D minus A upon B, that is 1 by 2 minus 2 by 3. So 6 will be LCM, no problem. But here 2, 3 are 6, that 3 ones are 3, and 3, 2 are 6, 2 is there, 2, 2 are 4. So it will gives you minus 1 upon 6. Now look, 1 upon 6 and minus 1 upon 6 both are not equal. So we can say that LHS is not equals to RHS, means left hand side is not equal to right hand side. So this implies that for subtraction commutative property, doesn't commutative doesn't follow or doesn't work, you can say. Similarly, for division, you can do yourself. Now coming to the third, that is associative. Let A upon B, C upon D, and E upon F are three rational number. Then what this property says, that you can write down the pattern. Firstly, we have taken A upon B, C upon D, E upon F. So firstly we will do for addition, then multiplication. So plus plus is equals to, now the first you have to left and you will write this one to the most right. So you will start from C upon D plus E upon F plus A upon B, and in the third term that we will write E upon F plus A upon B plus C upon D. Now, why I'm writing this thing? Because I need to put down the bracket sign. So first, in first two numbers, if you add them A upon B, C upon D, later on you will add E upon F. Whatever the answer you will get, it will be equal to the same thing, that after that you will do C upon D plus E upon F. Later on you will add A upon B. Whatever the answer coming here, whatever the answer coming here, both are same thing. Now here, if you are adding firstly this one with the help of, you know that Godamas rule, that is we have to solve firstly brackets, then of division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. Everyone know that these things are. So if you do if you do this way, the answer will be same in all the three cases. So if you change the group of orders of the natural number, then nothing change in the answer, sir. That means once E upon F outside the brackets, once A upon B, once C upon D. Means whatever the numbers we have, one time they are outside, and two numbers I have taken in together, solve them, then the answer coming, add then the third number, whatever the final answer coming, in all the three cases, this one will be same. There is no difference in the answers for addition. But if you are talking about for subtraction and division, that will not work. But for multiplication, it will be same. Only you have to change the sign and nothing changed. For multiplication, this will be the same thing. This will be the same thing for multiplication also. Okay, so for both positive and for multiplicative, this will association with the natural number will be okay. But for if I'm talking about for subtraction, it will not work actually. Okay, it will not work. It will not equals to C upon D minus E upon F minus A upon B is not equals to E upon F minus A upon B minus C upon D. So similarly for division, this will not work. This will not work. You can write down if you are interested with your own self, you will. Now verification. So for verification, you can take A upon B, that is we have taken 2 upon 3, C upon D, that is 1 by 2, and E upon F you will take let us take 1 by 3. I'm not taking the bigger numbers, I'm taking simple examples. So for addition, multiplication, I will solve one of them, this one or this one, and one of them, this one I will solve. So for multiplication, I'm doing for multiplication. So A upon B into C upon D into E upon F. So 2 by 3 multiply 1 by 2 multiply, and now I'm just putting these values in the expression. You will get 2 is cancel out, 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 3, that is 1 upon 9. Or you will write once 1 upon 3 into 1 upon 3, that you will get 1 upon 9. Now second thing, C upon D into E upon F. Later on you will multiply A upon B. Let us see any changes are there. So 1 by 2 into 1 upon 3 into 2 by 3. So 1 by 2, 1 by 3, that will gives you 1 by 6 and 2 by 3. So 2 gets cancelled out, 2 ones are 2, 2 3 are 6. So again 1/3 into 1/3 gives you 1/9. Now look at there, both the numbers will be same. Now third thing, if you will do E upon F into A upon B into later on C upon D, you will again get 1/9 with the help with the same process. So we can say that for multiplication, associativity property of the rational number will follow. Now for any of the subtraction or division, so I'm doing here subtraction. So for subtraction, A upon B minus C upon D minus E upon F is not equals to C upon D minus E upon F minus A upon B. Let us solve this one only. So left hand side that is A upon B minus C upon D and minus E upon F. So put down the values 2/3 minus 1/2 and minus 1/3. Firstly, we will solve this bracket. So LCM will be 6. So 2 2 are 4 minus 3 minus 1/3. So that is 1/6. 4 minus 3, that is 1, and upon 6 and minus 1/3. The LCM will be again 6. That is now 1 minus 2. If you simplify this one, you will get minus 1/6. Answer is coming this one. Let us try to solve RHS. That is C upon D minus E upon F minus A upon B. Put down the values, that is 1/2 minus 1/3 firstly, then minus 2/3. Right. So LCM will be 6 coming. So 2 3 are 6, 6 is the LCM. Now 2 3 are 6, that is 3 minus 2 and minus 2/3. It is outside the brackets. So just give me 1 minute. Now here, after that 1/6 you will get minus 2/3. So answer is coming, that is 6 is the LCM, that is 1 minus 3 2 are 6, that is 4. So you will get minus 3/6. That is simply minus 1/2. Is it equal to this one? So this one equal is not. So you can say that left hand side is not equal to right hand side. This means for subtraction, the associativity of the rational number will not follow. Similarly, you will prove for division. So for division, you can do with your own self. Now, one more fourth important property of the rational number, that is distributive. That is a distributive property. Now, what is that? It looks like same but not same with the associative property. Let A upon B, C upon D, and E upon F are 3 rational numbers. Then A upon B multiplies C upon D plus E upon F. Now look at there. In associativity, everywhere or plus or minus sign. Everywhere in associative, the multiplication sign or addition sign will be same everywhere. But here in distributive, A upon B multiplies C upon D plus E upon F means the one of the rational number outside the bracket will be distributed to inside the bracket, because if you know that the Bodamas rule, firstly we will solve bracket, then we will do this operation of the of this number, means multiplication of this number after getting the answer of this thing. Or simply you can say whatever the number outside the bracket, that will be distributed both the number A upon B into E upon F. means whatever the numbers that is outside the bracket, that will be multiplied with both the numbers a upon b and a upon f. Okay, this is the distributive property over addition. And one more concept, that is means distributive property over subtraction will also follow, will also work. Means whatever the number outside the bracket, which will multiply with both the number and sign will remain same. So this is known as distributive property over subtraction. This is known as distributive property over addition. So now why we called question, like why we call this one distributive, because this is very easy thing you can understood. The number which is outside, which will be distributed with the both the numbers, that's why you can say that is known as distributive property. Which no means you can say what you can say, may suppose someone asks why it is called distributive property, so you can simply say let us take a one general example. Suppose one is father and one is means sons and daughter. So this the relation of this father will be both, means he is the father of both this son and daughter. That means f will be distributed to both son and daughter. Similarly, you can take a upon b as father, s as c upon d, means son is your c upon d and d is your e upon f, means this will be the father of both the kids. Similarly, a upon b will be father of both the kids of c upon d and e upon f. This is only for your means entertainment, not for me. You can understood this thing easily if you know the practical things. So let us prove this property with the help of one example. So verification you can say, because this is verification will be important. Maybe this thing will come in your examination, upcoming examination. So let us take a upon b, that is 2 by 3. I'm taking same example, c upon d 1 upon 2, e upon f 1 by 3. Now we will solve left hand, right hand. I solve one addition or subtraction. So I am solving addition one. So left hand side of addition property means distributive over addition, that is a upon b multiply c upon d plus e upon f. This is left hand side. Now put down the values, 2 by 3 multiply 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. Now 2 by 3 outside. If you simplify this one, 6 will be your LCM, and 2 3 are 6, 3 ones are 3 plus 3 2 are 6, 2 2 ones are 2. That is 2 by 3 into 5 upon 6. So you will simply cut down 2 ones are 2, 2 3 are 6. So in next slide I will write you will get 5 upon 3 3 are 9. You will get 5 upon 9, that is your left hand. Now right hand side I will try to solve. That is a upon b multiply c upon d plus a upon b multiply e upon f. So a upon b, that is 2 by 3 into c upon d, that is 1 by 2 plus 2 by 3 into 1 by 3. So you will simplify this one, you will get 1 upon 3 plus 2 upon 9. LCM will be 9. So 3 3 are 9, 3 ones are 3 and 2. That is 5 upon 9. So look at that. Left hand side and right hand side both are same. Here left hand side is equal to right hand side. So we can say means this proves the property of distributive property over addition. Similarly, you can do for subtraction. Okay. Now these are the main important properties for rational number. Some more are there. So just wait. Fifth one. Property number 5th. Identity property. Identity property. Suppose let a upon b be a rational number. So then what it says, what this property says. Identity means to identify the numbers whatever you have. So I'm taking a upon b, which number will be added on this number to get the same number, because we need to identify the numbers that whatever we have, and which number should multiply to get this to get the same number. That is very easy. That is, if you will add 0, if you will multiply 1, you will get the same number. That's why this property says identity property. Identity means whatever the numbers we have, we will identify the numbers after addition, after multiplication, that what the numbers we have. That's why this property is known as identity property. And here, most important things, 0 is called additive identity element, and 1 is called multiplicative identity element, right? So these are the basic concept, and one more property is there, inverse property. That this is very important, because from this concept the questions will come in the examination. Inverse property. Suppose let a upon b be a rational number. A upon b be a rational number. Then a upon b, which number should be added to get the additive identity element, and which number should multiply to get the multiplicative identity element. Means inverse and identity property both are related to each other. So which number should be added to get 0? That is simply minus a upon b. So if you will simplify this thing, if you add them, you will get 0. And if you multiply a upon b with b upon a, then you will get same number, means you will get additive identity, multiplicative identity element. So let us suppose 2 upon 3 and plus of minus 2 upon 3. If you will simplify this one, basic concept, you know that plus minus, that is minus 2 upon 3. Both the number will be there, they will get 0. And 2 upon 3, if you will multiply by 3 upon 2, 3 cancel, 2 cancel, that you will get 1. Okay, simply you will get the your means. This is the very clear idea about these properties. And from this property so many questions asked. So let us discuss one or two questions. Question number first, if suppose the question will come, what is the additive inverse of 7 upon 8? What is the additive inverse of 7 upon 8? In question number 2, what is the multiplicative inverse of 7 upon 8? Okay, so the question will be same, looks like same, but one question we have to find additive inverse, and one question we have to find multiplicative inverse. Now let's please be careful at this time, because the answer is very easy. Answer is actually written already in the question, but you have to do the something. If the question asks additive inverse of any number, suppose 7 upon 8 I have taken. So for additive inverse, you have to write the number, only change the sign. Only change the sign. For additive inverse, what we have do here? Only the numbers we have taken, we have to change the sign, right? What we have number, only we have to change the sign. If the question will ask us what is the additive inverse of minus 4 upon 3, So you will simply write down 4/3 means that if there will be plus sign, then the answer will be minus, answer will have minus sign. If the question have minus sign, the answer will have plus sign and nothing changed. So the additive inverse of any of the number, that will be only the you have to do, that is change the sign. And for multiplicative inverse, you have to do what? Whatever the number you have, that you have to reciprocate, that is 8/7 means numerator becomes denominator, denominator becomes numerator. Now the answer will come. Multiplicative inverse of the any number, you have to change the numerator to d, means nr to dr and dr to nr, simply you can say, right? And for additive inverse, you have to change the sign. One more question we will solve. Question number 3. What is the reciprocal of, this question may be also in the come in your examination, reciprocal of 8/5. What is the reciprocal of? Reciprocal means, it means inverse, that we have done already. Okay, inverse means which thing? Reciprocal means it was talking about the multiplicative inverse. Reciprocal means multiplicative inverse. Please keep this in your mind. A multiplicative means the terminology will be different, but the things will be same. So answer will be simply 5/8. यानी कि आपको अगर रेसिप्रोकल पूछा जाए, that will you have to change the nr to dr and dr to nr. And for you can say additive inverse, it was asked you have to change the sign only. Here looks like here, not here, here. So you have, for additive inverse, keep this in mind, you have to change the sign of the number. For multiplicative inverse, you have to change the numerator to denominator or denominator to numerator. That is the other things. So this is the basic properties of rational number, what we have did. In next class we will discuss the exercise. So just now I'm ending this meeting. Bye bye from here. See you tomorrow. Ah.